Welcome, boys and girls. Yes, it's that time again. It's time for another flashback to the 1980s toy review with your host, like it's 1985. And yes, this is a very low-tech intro. So hopefully in the near future, I'll have some kind of audio-visual, fancy-smancy introduction to these flashback reviews. But on to the review. So lately I've been really interested in the Masters of the Universe Classics figures, which are basically modern updates to the vintage 1980s figures of the same line. And in that spirit, I decided to review this guy here. This is the vintage 1980s Kobra Khan figure. And this is a pretty special toy to me because as a kid I had this toy. Not this exact toy, but I did have this toy growing up as a kid. Unfortunately, I didn't keep it, so I don't know where it is now, but I ended up buying this one off of eBay. But yeah, this is brings back some good memories, and you can see here's Kobra Khan. Pretty nicely detailed. And of course, the articulation is going to be very, very basic, just a swivel at the shoulders, on both shoulders. The head can look around, all the way around. And then there is articulation at the hip. You can see it actually has that kind of elastic connection there. And the legs on these are, especially as they age, aren't that well. It's kind of hard to stand. When I did my review of the Man-E-Faces Classics figure, I should have showed you the difference in articulation. But I'll do that in another review as far as comparing the old with the new articulation. But yeah, you just have this weird type of connection joint there. And there is no more articulation to speak of at all. You can see here's the weapon, and really you can only really place it in his right hand because it's the way that the hand is sculpted. Over here, yeah, you can kind of get it there, but it's going to fall out pretty easily. It's just going to dangle there like that. So you do have this weapon. So I saved the best for last. This guy has a gimmick, and if you look in his mouth there, there's actually a nozzle, and I'll show you. There's a reservoir in his chest, and I actually already filled it with water, and it was supposed to mimic or replicate his poisonous venom spraying out of his fangs or out of his mouth. So I'll do a little demo here. That's why I have this towel here, so that I can keep the reviewing station dry. But let's see how this is going to work on camera. It's probably not going to show up too well, but you may be able to make out the mist there. I don't really want to spray the camera. You can hear the water just kind of vaporizing as it goes out of his out of the little nozzle there. Oops. You can see my hands getting wet there. So yeah, that is the gimmick for this guy. And I always thought it would be really cool if they would have marketed this as a perfume. You know, it's like, oh, well, sir, why don't you try some perfume? Yes. Oh, isn't that lovely? Or cologne or whatever, you know, that sprays out of its mouth. They could have done that as far as a sort of a marketing ploy or something like that, you know. Like, for example, they had, back in the 1980s, I remember they had like this bar soap that was shaped like, you know, Darth Vader and Yoda and some of the characters from Star Wars. So they could have done something like a crossover with this guy, with this figure, and have it, instead of spray water, spray perfume. Oh yes, that's lovely perfume or cologne, yes. So there you go, folks. A flashback to the 1980s review. By the way, I do have a bid on the updated classic version of Kobra Khan. So hopefully I can do a comparison review for you if I win that auction. So wish me luck, and I'll catch you guys later.